Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. This is Dela. If you're new here, I want you to hit the subscribe button, like, and leave a comment. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the least most talked about subjects when it comes to trading. When it comes to trading, especially with newbies, every single one is talking about strategy and what's the best strategy to use out there. But did you know that when it came to the market, one of the most important things has to do with psychology? Trading is not just about strategies or indicators or the new thing that is running up. It's all up in here. If you're able to master what's in here, you are going to be good in every single way. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 battles I faced in my trading of journey and how I was able to overcome them. So without further ado, stick and stay with me and let's enjoy this one. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is discipline over impulse. When I started trading, I had a plan. I told myself I was going to stick to my strategy and then follow my rules. However, when there were news events when the market was rapidly moving, I felt like this is an opportunity for me to just jump on the trade just because the market is rapidly buying and I could make some cool profits off it. That was an impulsive move right there. That can be really dreadful. It can cause you to lose extremely heavy or even lose almost all of your funds. What exactly did I do to fix this? I wrote down my plans, my system, and I decided that I was going to treat this like a contract. That really helped my process in building my psychology. Another thing has to do with handling my losses without revenge trading. That brings me to point number 2. I remember one early morning during the Asian session, I lost about $500. Before the day could even end, I had lost $2,000 and I kept asking myself, what really brought me to this place of losing money? That's when I learned you don't really chase losses. You must learn to accept losses because losses are always part of the game. So what exactly did I do to fix this? I decided to have a strict plan and viewing the market in percentages other than just looking at the market in real funds. So I told myself I was going to risk a particular percentage of my account per every single trade. For example, I decided to risk 1% per every single trade, meaning that in any worst case scenario, even if I take a loss, I would understand that it is part of the game. Now to the third point, patience in waiting for setups. Look, this has to be one of the most undermined things. If you take your time to look at the most times you have lost on the market, it will simply be because you probably did not wait for your setup to form or you were just in a hurry to enter when you did not meet the right criteria. There are a couple of strategies out there. Some require you to wait for confirmations, some require you to enter based on the support and resistance levels. Some also require you to even enter on supply and demand zones without even having to wait for any kind of confirmations. However, waiting for the market to get into that particular area for you to make a decision is what a lot of people lack. Patience is a virtue, and that is one of the names of the games. One of the things I did to really help me in that particular era was understanding that my edge only came from my strategy, meaning that I will not just be profitable just by randomly entering trades, being too early or too late. I needed to understand that I needed to wait for the market to present an opportunity before I could enter, and that really helped me drastically. To the fourth point, yes, detaching from money. I know a lot of us are in this game simply because we want to make money. But if you make money the focus, you are going to be losing all the time. Absurd, right? Because you are wondering, am I not in a game to make money? Yes, if you want to be chasing every single dollar on the market, you are going to be losing money. I used to stay at profits, like making $200 a day, $500 a day. Or have you even been in a position where you probably wanted to make $1,000 and just when you're around $900, you watch the market reverse all the way back? Exactly. That's simply because you are attached to the money. Until you learn the art of detaching, you can never be profitable in this game. So what do you do then? You need to view the market in percentages. You want to be asking yourself, if you made 1%, 2%, understand that little drops of water make a mighty ocean indeed. Even with today, most pro firms even require you to just make 8% to be able to pass. So if you made 1% in a day, that is enough for you to wait. In a week or two, you should be able to pass your account without having to stress so much. Don't look at the monetary aspect of stuff. Look and understand the percentage when it comes to trading. Now to the fifth point, consistency over perfection. Listen up guys, it's not about how many winning trades you make that makes you a successful trader. It's about staying consistent with your plan. I know a lot of people think that you need to win every single trade. I was once like that, thinking that if I missed out on a trade, I had a bad day and I wasn't a good trader. No way. If you take a good setup and it fails, you have still won because you followed your plan. So you need to understand that if you are able to be consistent with that particular strategy, regardless of whether it turns out to be profit or loss, you are on your way to success. Consistency is one of the tools that guarantees success in this market. Perfection, however, is almost unattainable in this market. No one is ever perfect. We need to understand that no one can ever be perfect in this market. No one can ever say that he's never going to make a loss in the market. It's never possible. I've made countless of losses. However, you want to be able to minimize those losses by following your plan consistently over a period of time. Now to my sixth point, controlling fear and greed. Fear kept me from taking good trades, and greed, it made me hold on to the bad ones. These two things are both sides of the same coin. When it comes to fear, a lot of people end up waiting so much. I like to call this analysis paralysis, where they ended up waiting so much for the market to play out, and just when they were supposed to enter, they were scared because, okay, what if it went wrong? That is one of the biggest failures, especially newbie traders face, because you get to overthink. You want to get to the point where your psychology is more like a robot, just without emotions. I know for a fact that no one can trade the market without emotions. Even when you are trading a demo account, there's some tiny level of emotions in your trading. However, when it comes to the live accounts, you are all fixed up because your mindset is wavering. Now, have you thought about the fact that you are always winning on a demo account? But when it comes to a live account, you cannot replicate that. What changed? Not the strategy, not the confidence, but the emotions. Emotions play a significant role when it comes to decision making in the market. So you want to understand that if you are able to work on that, you are on your way to become a successful trader. One of the things is allow the market to also play out for yourself. If you take a trade, allow the system to do its work. Set your potential take profits and stop loss and allow the system to do its work. You are not supposed to be staring at the charts all day. Allow the market to do its work. Now to my seventh point, self-belief and confidence. A lot of people do not really have self-belief, and I can track down back to journaling and backtesting. However, you need to believe in the system that you trade. If you take 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, it doesn't mean you should just jump in and move into another strategy. No strategy is 100% efficient. In fact, upon all the technology in the world today, no system is 100% efficient. So we can say same for strategy. You can have a 50% win rate and still be profitable, a 40% win rate and still be profitable. You just need to believe in your system and follow the plan according to which you have written down. So yes, psychology is part of trading. However, it doesn't have to destroy you. With discipline and patience, you must learn to trust your system and always practice risk management in order to keep your emotions in check. Remember the saying that success in trading is about 20% strategy and 80% psychology. Master your mind and the charts will follow. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I want to check the description below or search for MarketGod community. Follow me on all social medias. Let's get active. Let's stay together. Peace.